Aloha everyone and welcome back. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for visiting. Welcome to this stimulating content for your awakening consciousness journey. My name is Marissa Indigo and I am the founder of Divine DNA Blueprint Mystery School. We have the company of the crows today, and I might sound a little stuffed up because I'm going through a lot of physical body experiences right now. Welcome back. So this is a transmission which is for June of 2023, and we're currently in the first week of June. This is June 6th, so these could be considered some of the crystalline or diamantine, diamond consciousness, diamond mind transmissions, which we receive are represented by the number 6 and 66 crystalline diamond consciousness codes. But this could be considered really also for the solstice. I mean, the whole month of June is just so massive with information, and we are in alignment with the galactic center. We're having some very interesting configurations as well with the great attractor. So there is a lot of information pouring down for the month of June and July, and this is pretty typical for these times of year, the different alignments. So the diamantine or diamond consciousness is very strategic. It is very laser pointed, a single point focus of clarity, precision, pursuit of truth, integrity, and like a laser. We also think about the hardness on the Mohs scale when we are measuring minerals. The diamond is a very hard on the Mohs scale. It's quite high up there. It's actually the hardest substance measurable at 10 on the Mohs scale, with a focus, a power, an impenetrability. And with all of this talk of diamonds, we must reference how diamonds are made. And this is kind of allegorical, metaphorical, literal for what's going on right now, our consciousness at various phases here. So you could feel a lot of pressure, and this could be mental, emotional, a lot of things coming and going. So a lot of activity in your life, a lot of decisions to be made that feel important, and they're requiring focus or clarity or discernment. It's a very intense energetic because it just obliterates untruths or distortions or occlusions. And so it can shine a blaring light on things. And it's time to be willing to see as well, to work and partner with these energies, to trust that what you are shown is for your greatest good and it's from a loving source. Infinite intelligence here for you, showing you information, providing you with information, which is knowledge, which is power, and really wanting to highlight the new access that we have to this new paradigm. It's a higher frequency, a much more conscious or holographic or holistic way of being. Things can be created quickly, received quickly. And so here are some mastery tips of navigating this new paradigm, this new access. The first thing is the invitation to realize that a lot of our perceived limitations and beliefs are coming from the past. They're references or echoes from the past and are no longer true now. So with the diamond precision, clarity, consciousness, there is the invitation to run all of your beliefs under that microscope, particularly when it comes to what is possible for you, what is possible for all of creation. It really starts to open the miracle realms. So you want to look at beliefs and limiting beliefs, or anything which feels limiting or kind of like it's a closing down or a constriction. You may feel that constriction in your body. That's another way to identify truths versus untruths for yourself. So that is step one, is to start to open up to possibilities and open up to 0 point functioning, which means that you're not in the past and you're not in the future. You're here now and you're tuned in and you're feeling in. And you are listening deeply to receive the feedback. What you are feeling will tell you a lot about where you are dimensionally within yourself. Thought precedes emotion, or what's going on around you. So you could be experimenting with reading your own energy states and states of consciousness and that of collectives in different pockets, depending on what you're doing or whoever you're around, and receiving the information, running it through your body to make decisions of what feels like a yes. So this is the next code, very important. The full-bodied sacred fuck yes, where you really feel it reverberating through your body. You really want this, to pursue this dream, to do this task or something that you've been feeling, and you know that feeling of the yes. It lights you up. It's inviting. It's exciting. It's thrilling. There could be the butterfly tickles. It can be orgasmic because you feel the purity of that experience and you want to do whatever it is or be or feel or allow for that to come through. That's the fuck yes, this sacred fuck yes. That's running energy through your body, and you're going to feel, oh, this is a yes or this is a no. You're going to feel that. You always have. We just were entrained to not pay attention and to be stuck in the mind. This is why coming into the body is so important. Because coming into the body and feeling into the body and feeling energy run through you and getting that gut impulse. Sometimes you get like a stabbing sensation, hairs on the back of your neck, tickles in the body, shivers, goosebumps. There's all kinds of ways that the body is an instrument giving us feedback to something to let us know whether it's a good idea or not so good idea, whether it will be pleasurable or perhaps painful or unpleasant, unconscious karmic looping. You'll always know if you start using these skills, and this is part of your inherent natural ESP, HSP, once you start to actually descend into the body and use the five senses to integrate with your physical world, your physical experience. And it's bringing that higher consciousness, awareness down of the master that you are, of the wise one that you are, these aspects of your being, bringing them down into the present moment awareness, anchoring them into the physical. So this is the next code, is sewing, weaving, the tapestry or the loom where you are weaving or sewing, or you could see big anchors, or you could see really big construction hooks on cranes. When you've seen those kinds of hooks that they're using to lift things, heavy things, big things, the invitation is to anchor your dreams into the physical by taking action towards them, talking about them, drawing them, dreaming them, asking to receive them, asking for steps to take to allow for that to come forth. And there's this kind of seeing yourself weaving. And you might even want to move your hand up and down like you're sewing this with a huge needle, a huge thread, this massive tapestry in front of you. So you're seeing your dream and the vision I was given. This is a vision I was given in process by a star family. So whenever you watch like an archaeology show or anything with geometry, or even the builder shows, they oftentimes on the footage will have these computer generated images that are 3D of the topography, of the construction, what have you. And so you want to imagine that. You want to see this blueprint of your dream reality. And for that, you go into the 4 categories of your life experience. So that's what you want your life to look like, feel like. What is an alignment? What have you always dreamed? What's appropriate? What's your destiny? All these different facets of your life. What does your day look like? What would your life be like? How are the people in your life? How are your relationships? How is your service or your career? Kind of an old word now to use career, but what you do professionally, how you show up, your financial situation. What do you see? It doesn't have to be here right now. It's what feels really good to you. What feels right? What feels appropriate? That's how you know that it's right. It feels appropriate. It feels good. It feels expansive. It feels illuminating. It feels like you get lighter. It lights you up. So these concepts are what you are creating this etheric blueprint with. And then you want to figure out what machinery or what somatic kind of movement works for you and weave it. See yourself and actually do the physical movement, weaving this vision here and anchoring it into your physical reality. So we want to stop saying 5D. We want to stop saying 3D. This is how we are right now, what we're being told. Call it the physical experience, and it's heaven on earth. And keep aligning, of course, with these, higher conscious states. But right now, the directive is focus on heaven on earth and open it, expand it, remove definitions, or it has to be this or this is that, that's bad. We need to get rid of all of that. There's a misconception that 3D means the physical reality, and it doesn't. 3D is a construct. It's a place. It's a dimension. It's a program. It's a frequency wave in the brain that is programmed for prison. That's why Bob Marley would sing about free yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds, right? That's what 3D is. It's a matrix. It's not the physical. We get to have an incredible, magical, aligned, beautiful experience in the physical. We want to not deny the physical. We want to embrace physical reality, our bodies, the 5 senses, food and air and water and fire and sunlight and laughter and singing, dancing around, moving around, enjoying textures. We are here on a beautiful physical plane. This is the next code, is about Gaia. Gaia Sophia, mother, the mother of the earth. That is our mother. We are made of earth. She gives us our bodies, and then when it is time for us to go on, we give her back our bodies. So there's this great mother, the emerald ray, Gaia Sophia. We've been working with her for years. I have so much to share with her, with our work here in the rainforest, all about the emerald ray and the waters and that abundance, that nurturing. And this is where the body and earth become very important because they are one and the same. Your body is a model of the planet. It is made of the planet. This is the most advanced technology that exists, is our consciousness interfacing with this amazing physical dimensional realm, and how the body is the technology, the barometer, the instrument, the biofeedback resonance, a crystalline computer, a liquid matrix. It's also, a nuclear reactor and a solar component. So we are these crystal earth stars, a beautiful merge of heaven and earth, the sun, our star, and earth, our home. So it's this divine interplay. So the invitation is to release grief, grievances, frustration, pain, stories, trauma, abuse, whatever, from the body. We have to reset that, completely reset it. And so when we start to land in the body, the first things that arise are the stories, the pain, physical pain. As someone who has lived with chronic pain for 15 years, I understand this. Also had autoimmune disorders and various things in responses to pharmaceuticals and environmental stuff. I've had all of it. We all go through all of it because it brings us home into the body. If the body doesn't give us experiences, we're on autopilot, living disembodied, literally disincarnate. Some people aren't even in their head, they're above their head. So there's this beautiful invitation to really get real, right? These are Gaia's words, about where we live, what we're made of, who our mother is, who she is, what she is here for, what her lessons are, getting in touch with the elementals, which we are made of. Ayurvedic medicine can help greatly with this, that whole Ayurvedic elemental theory, elemental shamanism. So I've got lots of things to share on that. But just starting to get to know your body elemental, because you get to build your reality, which is a physical reality, through your consciousness, through the quality of your thoughts and your emotions and your beliefs, and a simplification in the identity. There's a lot of depersonalization happening with this influx of light, with the solstice. Oh my. And this is connecting with spring equinox. Spring equinox was a reset for many people where they're starting to lose their personality, or like a lot of preferences that were much more individuated, a lot of aspects of the identity that were always part of the functioning or the daily habits or what have you. There's a lot of shifts in that, a lot of expansion in that and simplification, and we're still an individual, but there's so much opening up around who am I? Why am I here? It becomes very simple, actually. Humanity is ready for the next phase. And we have to anchor that into the physical reality through the body, through movement practices. So here's the next code drop, because there's just so much information. I'm trying to keep it as brief as I can. Is sacred movement, bringing movement into your life. For everybody, finding dance, ecstatic dance, just finding wonderful music to listen to, conscious DJs, yoga if you want, but I'm finding it has to be much more fluid than that. So yoga classes can still be wonderful because we want to move in a wave form. You want to have, your head upside down, like you need to have your spine and your head in different angles and different dimensions. It really helps the fluidity. And the Tai Chi Gong too, I offer that. You can try that out for free. What else? Hiking, spending time in nature, swimming. So finding the elements that really help you get into the body and really enjoy moving and orienting through space and stretching and getting as much space as you could possibly imagine in between all of your major joints. So like your hips and your shoulders and your vertebrae. I have had so much what feels like a spinal compression and just so much in the neck. I have had so much pain in the neck and stiffness that now I have to work on the neck quite a bit every day to have comfort and mobility. So there's just so much information coming through. You're going to notice that you're going to need a lot more time for your body right now. Also acupuncture if you like, acupressure, cranial sacral are wonderful therapies. Good body worker, massage therapy. But you also want to dance and move, whatever is appropriate for where your body is right now. A lot of us could be in different states of injury, low energy or low flexibility. All that stuff doesn't matter. That's why I say, yoga can be great, but it's really just more about moving however it feels good for you. Restorative yoga and stretching, but dancing, I mean, you can do all these things really mellow and you'll get stronger. That's the thing. And then with that is breath. So breath is our visceral, physical, tangible connection to spirit. When we breathe, the word is inspiration, in spirit, right? The whole thing, respiration. Very interesting cycle. So when we breathe, we're working directly with our soul, our ka, our life force. Another wisdom code is the isness. You are all that is. What you seek is seeking you. Everywhere you go, there you are. So for those of us that have had the runner program, it's time to stop running and turn around and face yourself and connect and see and feel and take full responsibility for your life and allow yourself to enjoy being a creator being, a co-creator with the universe, a source, an alchemist, a scientist, a healer, a creator, a creative person, being. Also, knowing that you are constantly becoming. So you are allowed to free yourself. You have permission to free yourself of any past ideas, discomfort, judgment, reasons for running, whatever those are. You don't even have to know. We all run from ourselves. We are all programmed to hate ourselves, to nitpick. That was the whole point. So now it's time for the reunion, the most beautiful, glorious reunion of your whole life, where you get to rekindle the magic, the relationship with your soul, your best friend. That's a mystical part of you. And now you get to enjoy that relationship, the trust that builds from that, the security, the stability that comes from within, by fully loving, embracing oneself. And that also calls to abstain from judgment about mistakes. All these words are so silly to use, but any reasons that we would have for judgment, where we saw ourselves as less than perfect, or we made mistakes, or, behaved unconsciously. Well, yeah, everyone did. We came into unconsciousness. That was the point. Now we're remembering. Now we're becoming conscious. It's so exciting and thrilling and liberating because we see that there are no confines. So it's very important that we share this code. This is really deep wisdom of creation, of which you are a part and are invited to be a conscious collaborator, a commander, all these wonderful words, a master builder. So this is where we all say, they all say, it's an inside job, because you've got to be anchored within, unified within, loving yourself, having a relationship with yourself, a working partnership that has foundations in trust and sacred respect and honor, no more compromise. So it's the diamond light codes on the relationship with self. Embracing our I am, being with the presence of yourself in your deep peace and taking it all in. And things don't have to be perfect, seemingly, right? Or conditional for that. That's the deep one, is the observer consciousness, the witness consciousness, who is seeing what is going on. And you can have a response, of course. That's a good thing. When we have some kind of reaction or a response, it's what we're seeing has a message for us then. It's medicine. So we're just present with whatever it is, resisting nothing, being one with everything. And this is where we come into such deep stillness and the inherent truths of divine law, that you are one with everything. Everything that you can conceive of, and there's the word conceive, we use this strategically because conceiving of it in the vision centers in the mind is conceiving. And then you get to ask, how do I bring this forth into the physical? And a lot of that is by enjoying the physical, enjoying your body. You have to actually build space for it in your body. So this is all part of really that higher level of really getting rid of victim consciousness now. We know it's not true. So we are no longer allowed, really. I mean, it'll just be so unpleasant if you do, and we all can have a slip up, as we're integrating, but you'll notice it gets easier and easier to go longer and longer, more consistent phases of presence without victim consciousness or separation consciousness, or giving power away, putting power into something other than yourself. So it's a big grow up time for the star seeds, for all of us to become star beings and to graduate to a new level of integration where we are embodying the inherent truths of who we are and realizing that we are responsible for how well things go in our life or not well. And our response to them will create either more of the same or shift it into something that's more of a dream, and being able to hold both. A nightmare, maybe seeing that sometimes, or holding others while they see that, while they are in that dream, which is their nightmare. And then dream time, which is more of a 0 point, and then the dream, which is what you are living. Ideally, the more pleasant version. But this gets into the dream time and a lot of that kind of soul level consciousness, quantum consciousness, the alchemy of awareness of just how much power you have as a creator being, and then simultaneously balancing that with the truth is we are also a co-creator, so we don't get to control things or the timing of things or whatever. It's about authenticity though, and self-love, which puts you into that vibration of alignment. So again, it's referencing the inside versus the outside. The only control we have, so to speak, and we don't want to be controlling or dominating of the self either. We want to be free and wild as well as structured. We want to be all of it. And this is where that elemental wisdom comes in again, embodying all the elements. They all have different medicines, movements or stillness, what have you. But that's why this is all kind of circular, tying together from the quantum perspective of all of these inherent and inevitable truths of your sovereignty are really obvious when you know to look. And that's the rub, isn't it? That's the trick. And so that's where we have to stop and listen. And so that would be the most major code of the month, I would say, is being able to listen to your body and its messages, and honor how long it takes, quote unquote, how much of your day has to go to physical care. Because this is your vessel, your vehicle. It may need a lot of updates. It may need a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of care. This is your ship, your vessel. So we also have to reframe that. And so it's all about listening to the body, listening to your energy, what you're feeling through the body as well, listening to other people, listening to yourself, being mindful of your words, listening to Gaia, Sophia, and the elementals, and the stars, and your heart. So when we say it is, it just is, or we talk about the isness, the major download we received while on the open road doing our last grid work trip, that was the Westgate grid working trip for May, was that everything is, and we are the ones projecting a definition or a reaction onto it. We are the ones molding it and making it into something, whether it's positive or negative. And even negativity serves, right? It's all good. It's all information. We just don't get stuck in it. We just learn. We take it in. We allow it to activate us. So we could start looking at everything as a catalyst for greater awareness, experience, wisdom, by allowing it to meet us. So this huge one is allowing your reality to meet you. Allowing yourself to meet your reality. Allow it to come to you. Be so deeply enmeshed in it, like you're floating in the sea. You're floating with it, and you're taking it in, assessing, feeling, watching, and see your responses to things, because this is the greatest form of deprogramming. So something could happen, and it could trigger a memory of something else that happened. And our initial response may be some fear, or some nervousness, some trepidation, make us think about what happened, like, oh God, I don't want that to happen again. And that's good. This is part of the purging. So everything activates us to release that. And then you say, oh, okay, yeah, I see that come up. Thank you for showing me. Now, what is here for me? What is this? What does the energy of this person feel like? Or the situation, whatever it is that's causing that trigger, which we invite you now to redefine what that means, and maybe use different terminology like a catalyst, an activator. It's kind of more of a chemistry term. So the opportunity here is to be so with everything that you allow anything to arise from the subconscious, from the past, from stories or genetics, ancestral, what have you, and watch that float on by too. Say, yeah, maybe, maybe not. Let's see what's actually connected here. And then allow it to show you. Say, okay, well, show me. Show me, universe. What is this? Is this for me or not for me? Shall I put energy towards this right now? Or what say you, universe? And again, allow it to show you. We have a unconscious, very hardwired habit of knowing everything. Oh, I know everything. Or I know that's going to happen. Well, that's 50-50, actually. And so we want to acknowledge that and also set forth the expectation for a positive or pleasurable or delightful or enlightening growth moment or experience. So that is that code of the isness. It all just is, and we can make of it what we will. So what do you will? And that's the important part with that one. So I'm just wishing you an amazing solstice. There will be some guided meditations and activations coming through to further support you in this month, so I can show you how to really drop into the energy and how to experience it. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you soon. Take good care.